Morning guys, how are we doing? Welcome to today's discussion points here on Buzzing Pattaya and to a chat that I want to have with you guys that I think right now it seems to be a very hot topic. It's something that I see being discussed all over social media and lots of speculations, lots of thought processes about where we're going to go with this. But the question is, what is the future of the bars here in Pattaya? And it's a good question, guys, because obviously you're coming out here, to enjoy yourself, to have fun, to have a much needed holiday and, just to let off some steam. So I get all that. But the problem is right now is nobody seems to really have a finger on their pulse as to what's really the future of this city. And I see lots of discussion points. You've got the doom and gloomers saying it's over, it's done, it's dusted. You've got the guys that are positive that say, come on, hang in there, guys, we're going to do this. There's lots of things that we want to discuss. So what I'd like to do is say, please, guys, what is your thoughts? Where do you see this city maybe at the end of this year or the end of next year? Please, I read every single comment, so please drop your comments below because it really does make what I consider like the buzzing community so special is that we all interact with each other. So I'm sat here in my condo. It's a beautiful morning. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning. I've just woke up, I've got my cup of tea, and I'm at my days. I thought, right, let's do this now. So before I carry on talking, let's put some overlays. Now, these video overlays, they're in no particular order. They're fairly recent, to be honest, so they are pretty much up to date. They're just captions I've taken as and when I've been walking around the streets and doing my thing. So, what is the future? What is the future of the bars here, guys? Where do you see this ending, and what will be the outcome? And there is a lot of speculation. There's a lot of people saying it's done, it's dusted. There's lots of talks about different areas, and I'll go through this in a second, but there's so much speculation, and the reality is that in all honesty, pretty much nobody really genuinely knows what's going on. So what's the situation right now? It's three main things. There are guys here that have got bars, and they are literally printing money. They are rammed every night, they're busy, they're doing good, and they are taking the lion's share of what opportunities there are out there to make money as a bar. There are bars here that are just about ticking over. They're not struggling, they're just ticking over. They're getting through day by day. They're making a small amount of money, enough to do what they need to do, but they're not setting the world on fire. And sadly, we do have, and there is no point hiding from this, we do have a good section of bars here, a large section of bars that are actually really struggling. And sadly, I think quite a few of those bars will ultimately have to call it a day. And the reason being is it's very simple. It is a dog-eat-dog world out there in terms of, you look at it from the girls' perspective. They want to earn money. They're coming here to make their money, and that's what they are here to do. So they're looking at it from their point of view, saying, well, hang on, I don't want to go and work for Mr. A, B, C, D, E's bar because he's got no other girls and no customers. I'm not really sure about that bar over there because, well, they seem to be okay, but again, not really a lot happening. Well, hang on, hold on, let's have a look at this bar. They've got loads of girls equals loads of customers, and they're paying a decent whack because they're creaming it in and they're making a lot of money. I'll go and work over there. And what that does is the roll-on effect. That means that the busy bars get busier, the struggling bars literally are being strangled and forced out of the market, and the guys that are ticking over are just still doing what they're doing. They're just ticking over. Right now, we've got a lot of bars here, and they are making seriously good money. And that roll-on effect means that in terms of what they can do, it means they can pay more to the girls as a basic salary, and that gives the girls more income than what someone else that's struggling can't afford to do. And it's horrible, it's just horrible to see. I know many guys here that have got bars. I know some that are struggling, and I'm not going to name them. It's not fair on them. They've got a bad enough time as it is without me hanging them out to dry. But the point being is, there are guys here that I know that are literally living day by day on the hope and prayers that things will turn around. And of course, right now, at the time of making this video, what are we doing? We're about to go into what we historically have always known as becoming the low season. In other words, people don't come out during this time because summers are happening over in Europe, etc., around the world. So the future's even more bleak in terms of the numbers, the footfall of people that are going to come through. And I actually think, if I'm being honest, I don't know, guys, do you agree with me here? I think by December this year, January next year, I think we'll be in a much stronger, much better position. And of course, all the speculation, all the changes that are being thrown around on the table, most of them, if they are going to happen, should have or will be finished and done. So why is it so hard at the moment for the bars? Well, the reality is it's down to the girls, and it's as simple as that. But it's not the bar's fault. And this is something that I want to really press home on, because I think people maybe, listen, we've all got kind hearts. We all want to help each other. We all want to do our bit for people. But the reality is, and the honest truth is, the people that are sending these girls the money, and we know what happened, with the live stream with all the girls. Then we had all the websites that the girls were joining and freelancing on there, and they were doing all their videos and stuff during the closure. But the reality is that what that has changed is that's changed the girls. And people, without being disrespectful, people say, oh, they're just farm girls. They come down here, they don't. These girls are sharper than razor blades, guys. I tell you, they are sharper than razor blades. Don't think for a second they have not got anything upstairs and know what they're doing. They are proper clued up. And so she sits there and says, well, hang on, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to just do a few photos, or they do their own pictures using, nowadays, the cameras nowadays, to be honest with you, while they ask me to do their photos, it's beyond me, because they can do just as good photos on a stand with a timer. So, but anyway, nevertheless, but what they're doing is they were utilizing this platform. And of course, guys that were in a position financially to be able to support the girls did so. And, fair play to you guys. You did what you thought was right at the time. And, no disrespect to that. But the problem that we've got is those same girls are thinking, well, hang on, I don't actually need to go back to the bar. I don't have to, I don't want to, I don't need to. I'm just going to sit here, flatten my eyelids, maybe show a few naughty pictures, and jobs are good, and I'm going to get just as much money, perhaps even more, if they flatter their eyelids a little bit, especially than what they would do if they were in the bar. And of course, the added bonus is they don't have to stand on a dancing stage for hours upon hours dancing, the old left, right shuffle and all that kind of stuff. But the problem is that has had an incredible impact on the industry. It really has, because you see, now remember, think about it from the girl side of things. You meet your friend, let's just say we're girls, and I'm earning it down in the city, and you're back home. I come home to see the family and whatever, and like, oh, how's it going? I'm like, yeah, it's great. Yeah, I'm making a fortune. Oh, really? What does it do? I just do this. Okay, but I want a part of that. So you come down. So now we've got an influx of girls. But what's happening right now is it seems that a lot of the girls are saying, well, actually, what I do is I do this. I take a few silly photos and I publish them in my profile or my Instagram or wherever else, Twitter, whatever they want to use. And I tell people, and they send me money. Oh, really? Oh, well, can I do that? Yeah, I'll show you how to do it. Get your camera out and I'll show you. Get your phone. And that's what's been doing. So it has had a massive effect on the city, and it still is having a massive effect on the city, simply because as well now, what girls are doing now is they're utilizing these social media platforms to arrange hookups, meetups. They're freelancing more than they are doing what they should be doing, as in like what they used to be doing, as in working in the bars. So as a customer, you think to yourself now, so we've got the bar situation, we've got the bars that are having it away, the bars that are doing okay, and the bars that are really struggling. Now you're the customer. Are you going to go into a bar that's got hardly any girls whatsoever? Answer is no. You're here for a limited amount of time. You've come here to have the best time possible, and I don't blame you whatsoever. So the thing is, you're going to look for the best opportunity, which means the bars that have got all the girls, the busy bars, get busier, and the bars that don't have the girls just sadly stay there and just twiddle their thumbs, because they really are up against a rock and a hard place. It really is just awful. So where's the solution to this? In all honesty, truthfully, I don't actually know. I think there's going to be a lot of demographic changes here, and I'll go through that in a bit. But the thing is I actually see, and I really hope I'm wrong. I really, really hope I'm wrong. But unfortunately, a lot of the websites that are here for commercial purposes, proving me right, that there are a lot of bars right now. A lot of bars are up for sale. Guys have just had enough of waking up every day thinking, God, let's hope today's different. Please, can these girls that say they're going to come down and turn up for work? It's just a horrible situation. And the problem is that these guys are doing this. Yes, they're doing it to benefit themselves, to try and earn money. Of course they are. But at the end of the day, also, they're doing it to try and help you. And yet, you guys that send money are destroying the opportunity for you to come here and have a good time. Does that make sense? Kind of like a vicious circle. So what's the future? Well, we've got three styles of bars here. We're going to have the Agogos, we're going to have the Gentlemen's Clubs, and we've got the normal, what we call daily beer bars. The Agogos. To be fair, people that like a-go-go's, they're always going to go there. So I think the a-go-go's are going to be fairly standardised. They're going to be fairly safe. There seems to be a lot more activity in Walking Street, but that's always been the way. It's never been any different. You know, Walking Street's always been, let's drop all the tourists in there, flood the city with this area and go there and have your fun, and they charge premium rates. So the money that they're making is at a higher end, but likewise their expenses are at a higher end. You know, a tag down in Walking Street is probably anything between 1,400 to 1,800 baht a day for a girl. So, you know, if they've got 50 girls, you know, do the maths, guys. That's a lot of dollar. But they get the footfall in order to justify that. A lot of the go-go's are in Walking Street and also in LK Metro. And LK Metro's got a good feel to it right now. It really has. It's doing okay. So these areas are still progressing. They're still standing their ground. They're still digging their heels in and doing okay. We've had a massive increase in the amount of gentlemen's clubs here. And do you know what? If you'd have said to me 3 or 4 years ago, gents clubs, it was always for the expats. It was for the guys that, generally speaking, knew where to go, would keep themselves off the radar. Maybe they're living with their family here and they don't want to be seen, so they nip down to a local gents club. And the gents clubs were always 90% filled full of expats. Right now, it's changing. Right now, a lot of you guys that are coming over here, you guys are the ones that are saying, actually, you know, yeah, I like these gents clubs. It's a much more relaxed, chilled out atmosphere. It's more of a lounge style kind of home where you just chill out, have a beer. There's girls there. There's, you know, it's a good atmosphere. So right now, the demographic seems to be changing. That gents clubs are very, very popular. More to the point that there's so many gents clubs being built here or already here that people are using. And I see that continuing. You know, I look at different gents clubs. I look at different areas now. You know, it just seems to be that the theme right now is get a gents club. You'll get people through the door. I'm not saying you're going to be making potfuls of cash, but what I am saying is that you're going to be consistent. You're going to be consistent, and it might be a long-term game. You know, you might have to, if you invest in a gents club, you might have to take 2 or 3 years to wait to actually get all your money back and then just be making pure profit. But for the first 2 or 3 years, you'll be making a bit back and you'll be making money to live on. So the gents club seems to be quite decent. And then you've got what we call the normal everyday bars, the beer bars. And they seem to more attract regulars, you know, mates of mates of mates. You go there, oh, I know the owner, he's a good guy, I'm going to go and have a beer with him. And that's great. You know, what you do there to support these bars is fantastic because, trust me, we need as much of you guys over here as possible in order to keep this city going and to keep the environment and the entertainment that you're so used to thriving and in business. So these beer bars that maybe don't have many girls, alternatively then say, well, okay, you know, we're just going to tick on by and try the best. So when you support them, it really does matter. The girls. A lot of people say to me, you know, I see daily lineup photos, and yeah, I'm not going to lie, it's changed a lot. You know, the quality of the girls nowadays is slightly older than what it used to be. Having said that, the reason why in the bars and the gents club you might not get all the selection that you used to back in the day, but the reason being is, remember what we said earlier about the girls come here to earn money? Well, they go to where the money is. And if you're fit, you know, and you're a sexy girl and all the rest of it, that kind of stuff, well, you're going to go where you know you're going to earn the money, and that is in the go-go's and the bars that are having it away. You're not going to go and sit in Uncle Joe's bar where he has 2 customers come in a day and they drink 4 shandies. You know, it's not going to happen. So again, that kind of situation happens. In terms of the areas here, you know, what is the future of this city? Where are the areas that are going to boom? What areas are going to struggle? I've mentioned already Walking Street. I think Walking Street's always going to be Walking Street. I don't think that's ever going to change. Over the years I've been here, and I'm only a newbie. I've only been here 11 years, so I still learn every single day. You know, there's guys here that have forgotten more than I know. But what I've always known is Walking Street's always been under speculation. Always. It's always been, they're going to do this, they're going to do that, they're going to do... Remember a while back we were talking about taking down all the neon signs and making them much smaller? Well, that hasn't taken into effect yet. Nothing's been done on that I can see. But Walking Street is always going to be that number one place. I mean, let's face it. It's the most famous street in Thailand, and it's the most famous street, well, it's one of the most famous streets in the world. It brings people here, so they shouldn't change it. They mustn't change it. Why change something that's already working? It doesn't make any sense. And yes, I know you're sitting there going, yeah, exactly, that's why they'll change it, because it doesn't make any sense. But the point being is, it brings thousands and thousands of people here, and it will continue to do so. So I think Walking Street will always stand its ground. I don't see that changing. I don't think all these huge rumours that are going around will ever actually come to fruition. I just think they're just going to be part and package of, oh yeah, another rumour in Walking Street. LK Metro. I think LK Metro is going to stand its ground. I don't see that changing. It's a really good vibe. It's a nice area. There's plenty of good places to go to there. You know, there's a lot of activity in that area, and it covers a lot of bases. It ticks the boxes for those that want the go-go style. It ticks the boxes for those that want just like beer bars. It ticks the boxes for those that want food. You know, there's some great places in LK Metro. It's definitely a place, if you've not been to, you should put on your radar and go and check it out. So I think that will stand its ground. You got Soy Boomerang. Now, if you're not about Soy Boomerang, it's down by the hospital of Soy Buakhao. If you go to Soy Buakhao, go down to the hospital and look on your right side. On the corner, you'll see Playgirls. Can't miss Playgirls. You know, a very, very popular venue. But going to Soy Boomerang is a little bit more chilled out, a little bit more gent-style clubs. There's no go-go's in there apart from Playgirls on the corner. But it's a much more chilled out vibe, chilled out environment. So again, you know, it ticks the boxes for those of you that don't want the full on in your face, let's do this and spend. You got Soy Pothole, Soy Chai Poon as we call it, well, Soy Chai Poon, we call it Soy Pothole, other way around, sorry. You got Soy Honey, you know, you've got all these little pockets, these little areas. You've got Soy Buakhao main drag itself. You know, again, these areas are mainly all beer bars and gents clubs. Obviously, Soy Chai Poon, Soy Pothole, you've got High Rollers, which is a hybrid, a go-go stroke sports bar. So there's a lot of activity in these areas, but there are bars in there that are struggling. Let's not kid each other. There are bars in that area that are struggling. I'm not sure. If I'm being honest, I'm not sure what these areas will be. I hope they boom. I think you're going to have a hardcore set of bars that are going to stay the distance and do well. I think you might lose a few, sadly. I think we might lose a few. And I'm talking about the whole area, like Soy Buakhao, Soy Honey, Soy Chai Poon. These areas, I think there are places there that are just can't compete. They really can't. And it's a shame. You got Tree Town. Obviously, Tree Town, it's still under speculation. People are saying there's a new condominium going to come in and they're going to bulldoze the area. You know, I don't know. There's so many rumours here. It's so hard to put your finger on. But the fact of the matter remains that no matter what the rumours are, Tree Town and Soy Made in Thailand. Soy Made in Thailand is coming back. Remember, that was all crushed, knocked down. It's going to be a condo stroke hotel. Now it's being rebuilt as a beer bar complex. U-turn number one. You've got Tree Town. It's going to be dissolved. It's going to be flat packed, blah, blah, blah. And yet now they're putting up brightly coloured signs everywhere and making it look much, much more attractive to the eye as you walk past. Again, is that a U-turn? So there's a lot of development there. I don't think Tree Town's ever going to be that place where you go, I've got to go to Tree Town, let's go there. But I think it'll be a place that, yeah, let's pop into Tree Town. Let's go and have a couple of beers around there. It's mainly all open beer bars apart from Escape a Go-Go. Which they're in the process, Stephen's in the process of looking at maybe turning that into a gents club during the afternoon because it's empty. Why not utilise the space and make the best of both worlds? But more about that as we develop. But Tree Town is more like a beer bar complex. Let's go and have a beer. Let's go and see people. We've got the buzzing bar there. You know, it's a nice vibe. It's a nice chilled out vibe in there. And lastly, we've got Second Road at Beach Road. Second Road at Beach Road, you know, you got the favourites there. There's so many what I call the old sweats bars. They go down there and they'll have a beer with their mates because they've been going there 30 years and it's, you know, stood the test of time. I don't think that is ever going to change. I think that area will always be there. So this is just a brief overview, guys, of what I think. Doesn't mean I'm right at all. It really does. It's just an opinion. It's just my opinion. You may agree with me or you may disagree. You know, what I would like to say is, like I said at the beginning of this video, guys, please drop your comments below. It really does make my day when I read through all the comments and I see what your thoughts are. It gives me a great feeling as well to understand how you feel and what you're wanting. And at the end of the day, you know, I guess the last question is this, and it's a very simple question. What, in your opinion, makes a good bar? What, in your opinion, makes a good bar? And don't please just write girls, that's obvious. But what makes it a good bar? What makes you walk through that door in order to spend your money because you're here on holiday? Because the one thing that a lot of bar owners do is they watch these. They watch these videos I make. I'm very good friends with many bar owners here. And it's good for them as well to get your feedback because they might read that comment and think, do you know what, I could do that. Let me see if I can do that and make a difference. All right, there we are. That's it from me today, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's video. As I say, please drop your comments below. I really do enjoy reading them. It makes it so much special. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. All right, so there we go. That's it from me. Fingers crossed things will go good. December this year, January next year. Let's do it. Let's see where we are. Come on, we can do this. Get yourself over, guys. Come have some fun. There's still a great vibe in the city. It doesn't matter what's happening. You're still going to have a good time. That much I can guarantee. And if you don't have a good time, come and tell me. Make sure you're still here. And I promise you, I'll take you out one evening and we'll promise you will have a good time. All right, there you are. That's it from me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please, as always, remember, hit the subscribe button and also the bell icon if you'd like to be notified when I bring out a new video. Have a look at our members area in our website, buzzingpattaya.com. If you look on the side menu there, drop down on the left-hand last icon, check that out. We show you things in there that we can't show you on here, so have a look at that, guys. Please jump on Discord, totally free of charge, doesn't cost you a single penny. Over 10,000 people there now, so please have a look at that. It really is a great platform to learn all about what's going on. We get bars posting daily lineups and all kinds of things in there, so have a look at that. And if you'd like to support the channel, there is a link to our members area down below. That's it from me, guys. Thank you so much indeed for watching, and please, as always, wherever you are in the world, stay safe.